My name is Ayah Mustafa, and I'm going to be talking about the ozone layer. I chose to talk about it because I thought it was important for everyone to be informed about its importance for our survival and the serious consequences associated with its destruction. When I started my research, one of the questions I had was, what is ozone layer? Ozone is an inorganic molecule with the chemical formula O3. It is a pale blue gas with a recognizable smell. Ozone is present in low concentrations throughout the Earth's atmosphere, also known as the stratosphere. In total, ozone makes up of only 0.6 parts per million of the atmosphere. The ozone layer absorbs ultraviolet radiation from the sun, preventing most of the UV radiation from reaching the Earth's surface. Ultraviolet radiation is harmful for humans because it can cause many types of skin cancer, so that is something you should watch out for. Unfortunately, the ozone layer is severely damaged. There is a huge hole around the South Pole. This hole allows tons of UV radiation to pass into the Earth's atmosphere without the protection the ozone normally provides. The amount of UV rays passing through this hole poses a danger to humans and other animals. Also, the more sun that gets through, the more global warming increases. So the ozone layer has an important role to play in protecting life on Earth, and we should take a role in protecting it. But in order to do that, we need to understand what caused the hole in the first place. The 20th century brought in which huge improvements in transportation through the invention of the internal combustion engine. This was great because for the most part, people's lives got better. However, there were some unintended consequences. Burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, including gasoline and diesel fuel, and natural gases, powers our vehicles and industries, heats and cools our buildings, and runs our appliances. Unfortunately, fossil fuels are bad for the health of our environment. Burning them releases a huge number of extremely harmful gases, such as carbon dioxide and monoxide, sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxide, and other types of hydrocarbons. Their combination released into the atmosphere causes the degradation of the ozone layer. In addition to the burning of fossil fuels, chlorinated solvents such as carbon tetrachloride, fire-extinguishing chemicals, and other inhalants can have a negative effect on the ozone layer as well. For example, one chlorine atom could destroy 100,000 ozone molecules. Also, inhalants emit bromine atoms, which, if you remember from our chemistry lessons, are in the same family as chlorine and behave very similarly. So to sum up, the very chemicals that we depend on to make our lives easier are the very chemicals that, if left unchecked, might be our downfall. So what does this mean for us? If the hole in the ozone layer continues to grow, letting in more and more solar radiation, the planet is going to heat up at an ever-increasing rate. A continual increase in the global temperature will lead to an increase in the rates that polar ice caps are melting, which may have a devastating effect. For example, polar ice melting will cause sea levels to rise. If the sea level rises, then it will flood major cities, destroy infrastructure, and cost governments billions of dollars in damage and lost trade. Lastly, as I mentioned before, high levels of ultraviolet radiation can be very damaging to the health of human beings. These high levels of radiation can cause severe sunburns, skin cancer, and immunosuppression diseases, and damage to our eyes. So in conclusion, ozone is an essential part of our atmosphere, providing much-needed protection from the potentially harmful ultraviolet radiation emitted by the sun. In recent years, the ozone layer has been extensively damaged by pollutants from human activity, mainly from huge amounts of fossil fuels we are constantly burning. The amount of solar radiation pouring into our atmosphere is increasingly dangerous, not only to the health of humans, but to the health of our environment as a whole. It is important that we as species recognize the negative impacts that our actions are having on the planet. We must take measures to ensure that first, the problem does not get any worse, and eventually find ways to reverse the process. I really hope that you learned something new today. Thank you so much for listening.